Hello students, welcome in today's class. Today I will read and discuss the fourth chapter from a honeysuckle book. The title of this chapter is An Indian American Woman in Space, Kalpana Chawla. So this story is completely different than the other stories that we have read in the past few days, because this character, the main character of this story, is based on a real life character, and the whole story is based on a real life story or incident. So this is not anything imaginary. So for that reason, I think this story is way more interesting than the other stories. So Kalpana Chawla was an astronaut, and something tragedy that happened with her, and this story is all about Kalpana Chawla and a little bit of her tragedy. So in 1997, an Indian American, Kalpana Chawla, was part of the international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle Columbia, becoming the first woman born in India to go into space. So in the year 1997, Kalpana Chawla was a member of the international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle Columbia. Now let us understand first that what a space shuttle is. A space shuttle is a spacecraft that is made for repeated space travel. A space shuttle is not similar to a rocket, because a rocket is a non-reusable vehicle, and a space shuttle can be used repeated times for space travel. So Kalpana Chawla was a part of Columbia. Columbia is the name of one of the US space shuttle, and she was the first woman born in India to go into space. So as you can see, Kalpana Chawla was called as Indian American. Why was she called as Indian American? She was called as Indian American because she was born in India, which is clearly mentioned in the beginning. She was born in Karnal, which is a city of Haryana in Uttar Pradesh, and later she became a naturalized citizen of America. That's why she was called as Indian American. Sadly, the second mission in Columbia ended in tragedy. The second mission in Columbia with the Space Shuttle Columbia ended in tragedy. So tragedy means an event which causes destruction or disaster. So there's a first news report. Let us read the news report at first to get the clarity. There was a news report where the heading of the news was "Tragedy in Space, US Space Shuttle Columbia breaks into flames." So tragedy means, I told you just a minute ago, in space, US Space Shuttle Columbia breaks into flames. Breaks into means suddenly or unexpectedly burst forth into, and flame means আগুনের পিণ্ড বা অগ্নিশিখা যেটাকে বলে। So, and the news was in an unprecedented space tragedy. US Space Shuttle Columbia, carrying Indian-born American astronaut Kalpana Chawla and 6 others, broke apart in flames as it streaked over Texas towards its landing strip on Saturday, 1st February 2003, killing all 7 on board. So in an unprecedented space tragedy, unprecedented means never known or never done before. An unprecedented space tragedy means a sad incident of a kind that has never happened before in space. And the part of the tragedy was the space shuttle Columbia, where it was carrying Indian-born American astronaut. Astronaut is a person who is trained to travel in a spacecraft, Kalpana Chawla, and other astronauts, other 6 astronauts like her, which broke apart. Broke apart means separated in flames as it streaked over. Streaked over means moved very fast over Texas. Texas is the second largest state of US, America. Okay, so it separated on Texas towards its landing strip. Landing strip means a strip of ground set aside for the takeoff and landing of aircraft on 1st February 2003 Saturday, killing all 7 on board. যার জন্য কি হয়, সেই স্পেসক্রাফটে থাকা 7 জন অ্যাস্ট্রোনটসই মারা যায়। The shuttle lost contact with NASA at about 9 a.m. as it came in for landing. ঠিক যে সময়ে সেই স্পেস শাটল কলম্বিয়া ল্যান্ডিং হচ্ছিল, ঠিক সকাল 9টার দিকে হঠাৎ করে কি হয়, the shuttle lost contact with NASA. NASA, the full form of NASA is National Aeronautics and Space Administration, which is situated in US, America. It was flying at an altitude of over 2 lakh feet and traveling at over 20,000 km per hour when ground control lost contact with the shuttle. So it was flying at an altitude. Altitude means height. Height of over 2 lakh feet. So 2 lakh feet opore sheta at that moment fly hocchilo. It was flying and traveling at over 20,000 km per hour when ground control means one kind of equipment, it could be, or peoples on the ground who are responsible for monitoring or guiding or directing any flight or spacecraft. Okay, so those ground controls lost contact with the shuttle. They were not able to monitor or to direct or to guide the Columbia. Columbia had lifted on 16th January 2003 from Kennedy Space Center, Florida. So it had lifted off. Lifted off means took off. It took off on 16th January 2003 from the Kennedy Space Center. So Kennedy Space Center is one of NASA's field centers, which is located in Florida, US. It had stayed in orbit for 16 days, and the 7-member crew conducted 80 experiments before it began its downward journey. So it had stayed in orbit. Orbit is the curved path that an object takes in space when it goes around any planet or star or moon. So the space shuttle Columbia stayed in orbit for 16 days, and the 7-member crew conducted means organized. Conducted means organized or performed. They performed 80 different experiments before it begins its downwards journey. ফেরত আসার জার্নির আগে তারা সেখানে 80 different types of experiments করে, which ended in tragedy, যেটা সবটাই সেই ট্র্যাজেডিতে ফিনিশ হয়ে যায়. This was Columbia's 28th space flight, and the shuttle was said to be good for 100 flights. So like I said in the beginning, that a space shuttle could be used for several times. So this was Columbia's 28th space flight. যেবারকার কথা বলা হচ্ছে এখানে খবরে, যেবার টেক্সাসে এসে নিয়ে সে সময় ল্যান্ডিং হওয়ার সময় হচ্ছে ব্লাস্ট অফ হয়ে যায়, এই দুর্ঘটনাটা ঘটে, অ্যাক্সিডেন্টটা ঘটে, সেটা ছিল সেই কলম্বিয়া স্পেস শাটেলের 28তম স্পেস ফ্লাইট, অ্যান্ড দ্য শাটেল ওয়াজ সেড টু বি গুড ফর 100 ফ্লাইটস। এবং সেই কলম্বিয়া স্পেস শাটেলটা সম্বন্ধে বলা হতো যে সেটা 100 বার তো ফ্লাইট স্পেস ট্রাভেল করেই নিতে পারবে। সো let me tell you a little briefly about Columbia, the space shuttle Columbia, which was first space-rated orbiter in NASA's space shuttle fleet, and it launched for the first time on 12th April 1981, and it completed 27 missions before disintegrating during the re-entry near the end of its 28th mission on 1st February 2003, which results the death of all 7 crew members. So let's read the story now. Kalpana Chawla said that she never dreamed as a child in Colonel that she would cross the frontiers of space. So Kalpana Chawla, she said that she never thought of that she would cross the frontiers. Frontiers means boundary line of space as a child in Colonel. So she was born in Colonel, Haryana district of UP. It was enough that her parents allowed her to attend engineering college after she graduated from Tagore School. So as you can see, she had graduated from Tagore School, which was in Colonel in India, and she graduated in probably 1976, and after that her parents allowed her to do engineering. She had completed her Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering from Punjab Engineering College in 1982, which is clearly mentioned in the second para, that after a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering against great opposition from her father, she went for a master's degree to the United States of America. So after a bachelor degree in science in aeronautical engineering. So what is aeronautical engineering? Aeronautical engineering is the study that involves researching, designing, constructing, manufacturing of the aircraft within the Earth's atmosphere, which covers the investigation into aerodynamic elements of aircraft, including behaviors and related factors such as controlling surfaces or lift or airfoil and drag, where students gets academic as well as theoretical knowledge about those designings or manufacturings or testings of the aircraft. So she had completed her aeronautical engineering from Punjab Engineering College, like I said, and after that she went to the US for her master's degree. She had completed her Master of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering from University of Texas in 1984. Okay, so what is aerospace engineering now? Aerospace engineering is the primary field of engineering concerned with the development of aircraft and spacecraft. Okay, so Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian American woman astronaut to blast off from the launch pad at Cape Canaveral. So Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian American. She was the first woman who born in India and become an astronaut to blast off. যার প্রথম কোনো blast off মানে হচ্ছে কোনো বিস্ফোরণে মারা যাওয়া, কোনো স্পেসক্রাফটে প্রথমবার কোনো বিস্ফোরণ হয়েছিল যেখানে মারা গিয়েছিল এই কল্পনা চাওলা from the launch pad. Launch pad is an above ground facility from which a rocket powered space vehicle is vertically launched. Okay, where a rocket powered space vehicle is vertically launched যেখানে at Cape Canaveral. Okay, Cape Canaveral is a city in Florida, US. Okay, and participate in a successful mission in space. She participated in successful mission. Her whole journey was successful, but একদম মানে সে বলে না তীরে এসে তরি ডোবা, ঠিক সেটাই হয়েছিল কল্পনা চাওলার সাথে। Her family from India cheered along with the staff at the Kennedy Space Center as they watched the Columbia lift off. So her family lived in India and they cheered means encouraged, and also the staff of Kennedy Space Center, they also cheered them as they watched Columbia lift off, that means take off. Kalpana was born in Karnal, Haryana, but was a naturalized US citizen, married to flight instructor Jean-Pierre Harrison. So let us understand first, what does naturalized citizen mean? Naturalized citizen is the legal act by which a non-citizen of a country may acquire citizenship or nationality of a country, and thus she became an American citizen and married to flight instructor. Flight instructor is a person who teaches others how to operate an aircraft. Okay, and she was married to Jean-Pierre Harrison, who was a flight instructor. Besides being an astronaut, she was licensed to fly single and multi-engine land airplanes, single-engine seaplanes and gliders. So besides being an astronaut, she was definitely an astronaut, but besides being that, she was licensed, তার কাছে লাইসেন্স ছিল of what? To fly single and multi-engine land airplanes. So basically airplanes come in variety of sizes, shapes and wing configuration. So land airplane is one of them, and she had license to fly single and multi-engine land airplanes, single engine seaplanes. A seaplane is a powered fixed wing aircraft capable of taking off or landing on water. And gliders are also known as sailplanes. Gliders are a fixed wing craft that is supported in flight by the dynamic reaction of the air against its lifting surfaces. She was also a certified flight instructor. Certified flight instructor means a person with the correct qualification to teach people to fly planes, like her husband. So she was also a certified flight instructor like her husband. She was capable to train other people to teach that how to fly a plane. That means she was a pilot. After qualifying as a pilot, like I said just, Kalpana began to consider another challenge, applying to NASA's space shuttle program. So after being a pilot, she followed another challenge, which was applying to NASA's space shuttle program. She applied for that, and she was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. So she was first hired. Hired means rented temporarily or primarily, okay, as a research scientist. Now research scientists are responsible for designing or undertaking or analyzing information from controlled laboratory based investigations, experiments and trials. She was selected first time. She was the first woman who was selected as a research scientist at NASA, and in 1994 she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. The authority of NASA chose her to provide a training for an astronaut, for being an astronaut. When asked what it was being a woman in her field, she replied, "I really never ever thought while pursuing my studies or doing anything else that I was a woman or a person from a small city or a different country. I pretty much had my dreams like anyone else and I followed them. And people who were around me, fortunately, always encouraged me and said, if that's what you want to do, carry on." তো এখানে বলেছে যে যখন তাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করা হয়েছিল that what it was like being a woman, সে যে ফিল্ডে কাজ করছে, এই অ্যাস্ট্রোনট ফিল্ড বা এই স্পেস ক্রাফট বা রিসার্চ সায়েন্টিস্ট, এসব ফিল্ডে যে কাজ করছে অ্যাজ এ ওমেন, সো হাউ ডাজ শি ফিল? At that moment, she replied that she never ever thought while pursuing means following, okay? While pursuing her dreams or studies that she was a woman. সে কখনো এভাবে নিজেকে ভাবেইনি যে আমি একজন মহিলা বা আরেকজন যে আমার কলিগ যে কাজ করছে সে একজন পুরুষ, এরকম কোনো সময় ভাবেইনি। আর এ পার্সন ফ্রম এ স্মল সিটি অর এ ডিফারেন্ট কান্ট্রি, সেই ইউএসএ তে গিয়ে অন্য একটা কান্ট্রিতে গিয়ে কাজ করার সময় কোনো সময় ভাবেনি যে ও আই বিলং ফ্রম এ স্মল সিটি অর আই বিলং ফ্রম এ ডিফারেন্ট কান্ট্রি। শি নেভার থট like this. I pretty much had my dreams. She had her own dreams like everyone else, and she had followed her dreams. And people who were around her, fortunately means luckily, they had always encouraged her, motivated her to do what she wanted to do. Kalpana's first space mission in the Space Shuttle Columbia was 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long. বলেছে যে কল্পনার ফার্স্ট স্পেস মিশন, প্রথম যে স্পেসে যাত্রা করেছিল সেটাও সে কলম্বিয়াতেই গিয়েছিল, ওকে? অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ওয়াজ ফর 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long at a stretch, ওকে? কল্পনা প্রথমবার যেবার স্পেসে গিয়েছিল সেবার সে কলম্বিয়া স্পেস শাটল করেই গিয়েছিল, অ্যান্ড শেষবার যেবার গিয়েছিল সেটাও সে কলম্বিয়া স্পেস শাটল করেই গিয়েছিল। During this time, that means during the first space mission of Columbia, okay, she went around the earth 252 times, traveling 10.45 million kilometers. So during the first space mission of Kalpana in Columbia, she went around the earth. she পৃথিবীর চারপাশে কতবার ঘুরেছিল? 252 times, traveling 10.45 million kilometers, which is amazing. The crew included Japanese and Ukrainian astronaut, okay? সেই সময় তার সাথে আরো ক্রিউ কারা ছিল, একজন জাপানিজ অ্যাস্ট্রোনট, that means someone who belongs from Japan, and Ukrainian is anyone who belongs from Ukraine, which is a country in Europe, okay? The crew performed experiments such as pollinating plants to observe food growth in space. They performed pollination. Now what is pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen from a male part of a plant to a female part of a plant, and later enabling fertilization and production of seeds, most often by an insect or wind in our planet, but they performed it by themselves to see how foods grow in space, and tests for making stronger metals. They make different experiments to make stronger metals and faster computer chips. Now computer chips means computer memory cards, which is a small piece of semiconducting material on which an integrated circuit is embedded, which is basically or typically made of silicon, okay? All for a price tag of about $56 million. যেগুলো সমস্তই প্রাইস ট্যাগ কত ছিল? About $56 million. On the Saturday night when the news about the Columbia disaster broke, there was shock and disbelief. বলেছে যে রাতে, that means February 3rd on 2003, সেদিন স্যাটারডে ছিল, ঠিক সে সময় যখন চারিদিকে এই খবরটা ছড়িয়ে পড়ে, দ্য নিউজ অ্যাবাউট দ্য কলম্বিয়া ডিজাস্টার ব্রোক, যেটা চারিদিকে ছড়িয়ে পড়ে সবার কাছে, there was shock. Everyone was shocked, surprised, not surprised, they were shocked, and disbelief. No one was believing that. The town of Colonel spent a sleepless night as thousands of households stayed glued to their television sets in the hope that Kalpana and the crew had somehow survived. বলেছে যে ঠিক সে রাতে কি ঘটেছিল, দ্য টাউন অফ কার্নাল, দ্যাট মিন্স কার্নালে থাকা, সেই কার্নাল সিটিতে থাকা সমস্ত শহরবাসী, দে স্পেন্ট আ স্লিপলেস নাইট, তারা কেউ সেদিন রাতে ঘুমাতে পারেনি, বিকজ দেয়ার গার্ল, দ্য ওয়ান গার্ল অফ দেয়ার সিটি, সে কি হয়েছিল যে তারা একদম টিভিতে খবর দেখছিল যে কোনোভাবে তারা সবাই প্রে করছিল, হোপ করছিল যে কোনোভাবে যদি কল্পনা আর তার মেম্বাররা যদি কোনোভাবে সার্ভাইভ করে যায়, কোনোভাবে যদি বেঁচে যায়। দুর্ঘটনা ঘটেছে, এভরিওয়ান ওয়ার প্যানিকড, এভরিওয়ান ওয়ার শকড। আর তার জন্য কি হয়েছিল, কেউ একদম ঘুমোতেই পারেনি, সবাই প্রে করছিল, হোপ করছিল যে কোনোভাবে যদি কল্পনা আর বাকি মেম্বার্সরা যদি বেঁচে যায়। A journalist wrote, she was a heroine. It takes enormous ability to become an astronaut. Enormous means huge ability. You need to know a lot about everything, from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. So according to that journalist, an astronaut needs to know from biology to astrophysics. Astrophysics is a branch of space science that applies the laws of physics and chemistry to explain the birth, life, and death of any planets or stars or galaxies or other objects in the universe, okay? And to aeronautical engineering, which I have explained in this page. That means in that time of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge. Encyclopedic knowledge means having knowledge of a wide variety of subjects. Any astronaut must have wide variety of knowledge of different subjects. Her achievement is awe-inspiring. So according to that journalist, the achievement of Kalpana Chawla was something that causes feeling of respect and wonder. For millions of young Indians, the story of Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town who touched the skies, had become an inspiration. So for many young Indians, jara young Indians chilo, for them the story of Kalpana Chawlaর সাথে যে এই যে ট্র্যাজেডিটা ঘটেছিল, এই স্টোরিটা, girl from a small town who touched the skies, that means who went to the space, had become an inspiration. সেটা সবার কাছে কি হয়েছিল, একটা ইন্সপিরেশন হয়ে গিয়েছিল. In a message that she sent from aboard the space shuttle Columbia to students of her college in Chandigarh, Kalpana said, "The path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it. Wishing you a great journey." তো কলাম্বিয়া স্পেস শাটল থেকে সে চণ্ডীগড়ে তার কলেজের স্টুডেন্টসদের জন্য একটা মেসেজ পাঠিয়েছিল। সেই মেসেজটাতে সে বলেছিল যে আমরা যে ড্রিমস দেখি, টু বি সামথিং অর টু অ্যাচিভ সামথিং, অ্যান্ড to be successful, to achieve that dream or that to become successful in that dream, the path between that dream and success does exist. আমরা যখন কিছু স্বপ্ন দেখি আর সেটা যখন সাকসেসফুলি মানে সেই স্বপ্নটা এক্সিকিউট হয়, বলেছে এই দুটোর মাঝের রাস্তাটা এক্সিস্ট করে। One must need to have the vision to find the path between our dreams and our success, and we must also need the courage to get into it, because the path would not be definitely easy. Wishing you all a great journey. He wished all the students a great journey. There will surely be many who start off on this journey to fulfill their dreams, and after that many young Indians, they had started their journey to fulfill their own dreams. So this whole story of Kalpana Chawla, like I said in the beginning, is based on a real life incident that truly happened with her, and this was adapted from Spain, January or February in 1998. So isn't it amazing? Isn't it motivating or interesting or awe-inspiring to do something or to become something? I'm sure it definitely is. So now move on to your homework. Your homework for today is you have to write the answers of all the 6 questions which you can see in working with the text number A, and also along with that you have to do only the exercise number B from working with the text, where you have to fill the little details of the incidents or anything that is clearly mentioned in the story. Okay, so that's all about today's class. I will see you in my next class. I hope this story was motivating and interesting to you all as well, like me. I will see you all in my next class. Till then, stay safe, stay at home. Goodbye.